Looking for snowboard bindings? Overwhelmed by the amount of choice? No idea what model may work for you or what price range to look at? Well, you're definitely not alone. Maybe we can help. Stay tuned. Welcome to this newest video here on earth surfing. For those of you who don't, for whom this might be the first video, we like to do videos about gear, tech, information, you name it. And after we've done recently 2 snowboard videos, we felt it was some time to dive deeper into one of the other aspects of a snowboard, your bindings. And the different types, basically the 3 main different types we want to discuss. We don't have one, but I'll magically make it appear over there, I guess. We'll see. But let's start with the most basic. Your binding is your connection between your feet and your board. It is a very important aspect of your board, and you really should not skimp out on it. My advice would always be go to a good shop, talk to the people, tell them what kind of snowboard you have, or buy your snowboard so you can mix and match them. That would allow you to just get a better setup in general than by looking yourself online. But in case you are looking yourself online, I hope you will have some benefit from watching this video. So first off, let's start with one of the most basic bindings I have. These are my spares. I carry these around a lot. I don't always take my far more expensive bindings with me. I usually always take one set and then one of these. Because I just fear losing them or whatever, and I just don't want to deal with that. And these, I don't mind breaking or losing. These are the Salomon packed bindings. These are partial fiberglass bindings. And you can pick up a set of these for about 130. These are basic strap bindings. They are absolutely amazing for the price. They're just such a decent binding for that price that I recommend that anybody who just looking for a spare set might look into these, because they're fiberglass. They actually are pretty strong for their price, and a beginner to intermediate rider can definitely always use these because they'll just allow you to continue riding the way you did on your far more expensive, or as your first set of bindings. They'll take you a long way. So strap bindings, the main benefit of them is that you do not need to remember your boots. And what I mean with that is a lot of brands always like to say you need to have our boots with our brand bindings because that works better. And that's true, because their bindings do take into account the shape of their boots. But what I mean is that in general, a strap binding like these will take any boot, no questions asked, if it's in the size range of your binding. Meaning you do not have to switch boots or have any issues with boots in general, because when we go to our next binding, you do sometimes see issues with boots and bindings, just not combining really well. Just some, well, you know what? Let's just switch to that. Strap binding, very good, very handy. I wholly recommend a good strap binding, always. So the second kind is, some people refer it as flow, but what it is, it's a Stepin binding, or well, Stepin is actually the wrong word right now, because Burton has a set of Stepin bindings that will probably magically appear somewhere here, because I don't have a set of those. But these are more commonly known as flow bindings. This is actually not flow, this is the SP Brotherhood, who also uses a design like that, but that being said, K2 also has a design like this. So basically what it does, it allows you to flip down your high back, you can step in, flip it back up. In this case you have to pull that lever down and you're good to go. It's a quick, easy access binding that will allow you to just get a little bit faster. It just allows you to get a little bit faster down the hill again. So very popular, especially flow, but SP just makes a couple of really good bindings as well, like this SP Mountain. I've been using it for years. I love it. It's been a sport of me. Full aluminum base plate and a fiber high back. Quick in and you're off. Flow bindings, exactly the same, they work the same, but you just don't have that lever there. But with these kinds of bindings, you do sometimes run into some snags that just some, not all, and you need to figure it out on your own. But in general, some boot brands with certain of these types of bindings just see a lot of wear and tear. Because of the high back sliding down, you tend with shoes that have a more pronounced sole under them, they might get caught and you might rip your sole off, or at the pivot points you will see some wear and tear as well. Some shoe brands just have that more than others. So be careful with that, but again, it allows you to pretty much ride any boot you want or have, which is, to me, one of the most important things. And that's why I, for instance, don't ride Stepins from Burton. Step-ons. Burton Step-ons. This is Stepin bindings, Burton Step-ons. Jeez. Right now, at least this is the year that there's supposed to be some DC boots out. I haven't seen them yet. But Burton's shoes for the Step-ons, you know, if Burton's boot just doesn't fit your foot, you're not going to be able to use them. And for me, it's always important that you have a boot that will be comfortable. And you never know when the boot design changes in such a way that the boot just doesn't fit your foot anymore. And that's my problem with exclusive designs like that, is if you ride it and you break your boot and you go for the next series, that suddenly that doesn't fit your foot anymore, then you kind of have a problem, because there's no other boot on the market that will work. So again, DC is bringing out boots for Burton Step-ons, so that might solve some of the problem. But again, that's still only two brands. That's only two boot shapes. Different sizes, different models. Okay, but there's still two just two designs. Like, you can't have a Nitro, you can't have a Salomon, you can't have a 32, you can't have a Vans, you cannot. Like, we can go on, we can go down the entire list, but if those are the shoes that fit you, you cannot use a Step-on. So be very wary of that if you decide to go that route. That being said, it's nice, quick and easy. I've ridden it. Burton's provided me with a set in the past to test. It was fine. I didn't experience a notable difference, but Burton's boots just kill my feet. So after an hour or so, I switched back to my standard bindings, which are actually these. These are the ones I use the most. They are from the brand Now Snowboard bindings. And to me, these are the best bindings I've ever owned. They are different in the respect that they have a better energy transfer to the edges of your board because of their skate technology, the skate tech that's in there, which allows you, the binding, to transfer energy to these pads, which are really close to your edges, and they'll allow you to transfer energy just a little bit faster. I sort of feel it's best described as a sort of power steering for your snowboard. You just get a little bit more, a little bit faster out of your binding. But again, it's a normal strap binding, which allows you to use every boot you want. So these are the three main types. You just have a strap binding, you have a Stepin, like Flows or SP or K2 produce, and then you have Burton Step-ons, who, by the way, are not the only brand. For years, Nitro and K2 had the clicker system, which they iterated upon this year with a high back in it, as compared to what it lacked previously. It was a actual high back. So I'm actually looking forward to that, because Nitro does fit my feet a little bit better. Haven't tested it yet, haven't seen the Nitro version yet. I've only seen the K2 version. I've not ridden on K2 boots in years, so I cannot comment on how they fit my boots, my feet. Their boots fit my feet. So I'm hoping to do that in the near future. And well, those are the three main types: straps, flow type bindings, and the step-ons from Burton, or the clickers from Nitro K2, or in this case I'm going to say K2 first, because K2 has the new high back version out on market and Nitro does not. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, hit us up down in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. We will be doing a follow-up on this video. I don't know how exactly or when exactly we're going to do that, but I want to go into more detail into specific bindings. So I'll be doing a now video in the near future to more closely explain why their bindings, how their bindings work and why I like them as much. So, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.